for setting a regular meeting Monday, February the 8th, 2016. It's 9:32 a.m. on my clock. Make note that this meeting was posted in the manner and for the time required, and that all members of the court are present. It's convenient, please stand. My prayer, Commissioner. God, we'll wait for our invocation and our pledges.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just ask you to be present with us this morning. Bless all those that are with us. Guide, direct us, give us wisdom on the issues facing us today, so that they may better our county and better our communities. We just ask you to work your will in our lives. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you very much. See. Okay. Item number 3, public comments, announcements, presentations. These are no action items. I have in your packet, there's a certificate from the Young County Clerk Kay Harden regarding continuing education hours. And there's also the announcement of Young County Masonic Lodge number 485 9th annual public auction to be held March the 12th. In there, I believe, is an items listing, and if any court determines that there needs to be some items sold, we probably will need to list that, or not necessarily list it, but advertise it that they'll be for sale in that auction. Also, there's a Region B Water Planning Group announcement of the meeting to be held Wednesday, February the 10th, 2016 at 10 a.m. and that's going to be at the Red River Authority in Wichita Falls, where that is, and I believe that announcement's in your packet also. There's just a small part of Young County in Planning Group B, and that's up in the northern part of the county. Also received email this morning with regard to our Texas Indigent Defense Grant. We have been awarded $68,886 to go toward indigent defense issues that we have.
I know the costs were a lot more, of course, with the murder trial and the lawyers and everything this year.
What do we normally?
Well, that's what I just asked. I meant to pull that up a while ago and I didn't do it, but it seems like that's a little more than what.
I think that's about very twice what we're
Don't you
What, yeah.
to 436 or something?
Yeah, maybe
We did the same points.
Yeah, so we'll probably get 20,000 or so more than normal, which
Greatly appreciate
it is. Any amount over is appreciated.
That means we spend a lot of money on indigent defense.
Yeah, it just means we spend a lot of money.
Also, I had on my email this morning, y'all might have got that from Lance Lee at our district emergency management coordinator. Sent an advisory out with regard to wind and the danger of fire today. 35 to 40 mile an hour winds suspected this afternoon. Everybody be careful.
Also, Judge, I guess I know Marcia, Ann, and I went to Healthy County in Austin last week. We're going to get some programs going. If you haven't ordered and want the Sonic Boom or the Pebble, the Pebble's free, the Sonic Boom's $30. They need to be ordered by the 16th of the month. And we're going to get it'll track a lot of data, and they can get the data. We get it programmed so you can go to your phone or your computer and keep up with a lot of the things.
What do you call that little device?
Sonic Boom or Pebble. The Pebble's free. It's the little thing that it doesn't go on your wrist. You can put it in your pocket, or you can put it on your shoestring. Is what I saw some of them doing.
Is that a say the Pebbles thing is free?
It's
Doesn't
free
cost-
to all county employees that are on our insurance.
It's like the Fitbit.
And this is a one-time thing,
But
free
yeah.
for the bracelet.
Yeah, 'cause
It's
normally-
usually 60.
Yeah,
The Fitbit thing, or what do you
Yeah,
call
that's
it?
basically what it is.
a Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic
boom.
boom. That'll cost that'll be an individual cost to each
$30.
person if they wish to.
They said this is a one-time deal, they won't do it, offer it again at $30.
I understand, along with that, there was training involved, and there's gonna be Zoom classes out here in the hallways, 3 days.
And Marcia
a week,
will be
correct,
conducting.
that morning, right before.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
We went down at 6:15 for that, did 30 minutes of it, and I know what Zumba is now.
It was
Well,
fun.
that means we'll have to go up to the roadhouse up there in Wichita, learn how to do the little dance.
Oh, is that what it is?
Anyways, you can
Yeah, I
win
have a lot more
prizes
respect
if you
for
get
them.
in on the competitions. You can win gift cards, $60 gift cards, and
Is that?
Marcia has a bunch.
4,500 steps a day.
Yes, but you have to have logged and you have to, do the contract.
The Sonic Boom will actually log on electronically.
It locks it, and that's.
And the Pebble also. That's the only way you could do it to win the prizes.
The Pebble's guaranteed waterproof, but the wristband isn't, but the lady that invented it, she said, I swim in it all the time, but we're not guaranteeing it if you swim in it, so.
Wear it 24/7.
You can also take it off and clip it on your belt. You don't have to wear it on your wrist. And also, Marcia has a bunch of posters. She's going to get
Yeah,
out
she
put
picked up
There you
that.
for tobacco
You should talk
programs
about
and all that kind of thing.
Put it on your wheel when you pick up.
As
Look on your hand,
you went, March went, and went,
Yes,
so we've got 3 trainers here.
yes, you have 3 Zumba trainers.
Real healthy.
No.
That's,
I'll tell you, I look at a lot of food differently now, and I won't touch it because there's other choice, healthy
anybody else
choices.
got anything they need to announce? We'll make a note, a little bit of a political note, I guess you would say, that the candidates for our District 19, our congressional seat that's open for our district, or supposedly all 9 candidates are gonna be at the Memorial Auditorium, 5 till 8, I believe this afternoon.
Gonna be interesting.
Mhm.
I haven't met them all, but I've met 3 or 4 of them. Is there anything else that we need to bring up? You need to talk about, discuss? Okay. We'll bypass item number 3A. I haven't heard from Miranda this morning, but she is supposed to have Justin Rogers here at some point in time today to introduce him, unless we've had another miscommunication. I don't think so. I think this is supposed to be today. But we'll bypass that for the time being. Move on to item number 4. Consider county clerk's minutes from the previous meeting, January 25th, 2016. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Anything like those?
So moved.
Okay, got a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rogers, to accept those minutes as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Okay, item number 5, consider update on securities pledge. I believe that's in your packet.
4/8/2017, 879.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Wiley, second Commissioner Pruitt to approve the securities pledge update as presented. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 6, consider auditor's budget amendments, payment vouchers. et cetera.
I have the vouchers. The total today is $97,569.14. And out of the general is $76,782.60.
No amendments?
No, sir.
So moved on voucher.
We have a motion by Commissioner Wiley and a second by Commissioner Rogers to approve the vouchers payable as presented. All in favor? Five votes.
I was just gonna report, Ann and I are going to pay our debt service payment that's due the middle of this month. We'll do this today. This is the last payment to New York Mellon. Total to them is $601,800. And the new company, US Bank, will be paying them $104,400. And for a total of $706,200. We'll go ahead and move the $284,800 that we budgeted, that we knew that was unfunded, out of the money market today. And
That goes to US Bank, the new one.
a little bit to both. $601,800 goes to Mellon, and the new bank is $104,400.
That's US Bank.
Yes, US Bank. And then we'll have one more payment for this year in August for $74,100 that we'll pay, and that will go to US Bank.
601,800, that is the final.
That's the final to Mellon.
Okay.
I looked on the sheet. In fact, I didn't even get it.
Yeah, a little while, maybe.
It has, and $590,000 of that is principal, and only $11,800, so that's good. And then on this US Bank, 30,000 is principal and 74,700 is interest. So anyway, we'll make that payment today and move that money around, and then we'll have one more payment in August, and then we'll go to next year.
Losing it down.
Okay. With that, we'll move to item number 7, to consider employee bond. That's the deputy clerk in the tax assessor collector's office for Laura Myers for $5,000. I think that's our only part-time only office.
Part-time, full-time.
Full-time, full-time.
Part-time, full-time.
I think she's working out pretty good too.
Yeah, Nancy said we're good, yeah.
We've got a
So,
motion by Commissioner Pruitt, and second by Commissioner Rogers to approve that bond as presented. All in favor? Carried 5 votes. Item number 8, consider extension agent Miranda Rebel report request for reimbursement, $907.74. You've heard, I might grab it out there, I think, in there.
I'll move we approve that reimbursement.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Sykes and a second by Commissioner Wiley to approve that reimbursement request of $907.74. All in favor? Carried 5 votes. Item number 9 is consider Texas Association of Counties annual county membership dues. I believe this comes out of the Road and Bridge Journal.
Yes, sir, it's in on today's one.
No, I think probably with regard to that, includes all county departments, everything. We might all start, I believe we've already got one coming out of the Road and Bridge, do we not? Out of each individual precincts and the county
For the
judges'
county judges and commissioners.
budgets, and that's for the Texas County Judges and Commissioner Association of Texas. We might look at that whenever we do our budget, see that. I guess it's been paid out of that forever,
It has, and I looked at that too.
and I think $955, I don't think that figure's changed
It
in a
has.
long time.
Well, Jinx it.
So moved.
Second that.
Have a motion by Commissioner Wiley, a second by Commissioner Sipes to approve the membership dues in the amount of $955 to the Texas Association of Counties. All in favor? Carried 5-0. Item number 10, consider historical commission members. We appointed members early last year, in January of last year. Sarah Shears has exited the state. She's moved to Hawaii, and she's no longer available to serve on there. And we had a request from the Historical Commission to replace Sarah with Larry Camp, and that's going to allow, I think, that we can fill those positions before reappointments. I move that we appoint Larry Camp to replace Sarah Shears on Young County Historical Commission membership program.
I second that.
We have a motion by myself, second by Commissioner Sipes to replace membership of Sarah Shears with that of Larry Camp. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried 5-0. Passed. Issue. Item number 11, transfer of property water truck that's currently in the possession of precinct 4. The court needs to make a finding according to local government code 263-152A 4B that this property has value and that it has become surplus and that it would serve public purpose to be transferred to the London Fire Department. Is that correct?
Yes.
So, any questions, discussion with regard to that?
You replace this truck with another truck, right?
Done it.
Are you sure it's?
Yeah.
This kid.
Yeah.
I've seen it. You think the stretch and turn useful? Get that money.
Got a motion by Commissioner Wiley to authorize the Young County Auditor to transfer title of that vehicle to London Volunteer Fire Department. Is there a second?
I second.
Commissioner Sipes. All in favor of said motion? Carried 5-0.
One of those tags off of it. And is somebody gonna come up here to get the title? We'll go down and transfer it.
Yeah, I'll send it, send it here.
Thank you.
We might need it today.
Pardon?
Might need it today.
You're right.
Oh, don't jinx it.
Yeah, you too.
Say 35 to 40.
That's what the
Yeah.
advisory said, 35 to 40 miles an hour winds today, and it's a little breezy this morning, but not that bad yet.
Three this afternoon or something?
Yeah, I think it's in Ryan Upset.
Okay, item number 12, discuss, consider replacing inmate windows. This was tabled from January 25th meeting.
Eric Brown called right before I came in and he got tied up. He said, I'll be there, but I'm gonna be just a little bit late, so.
Okay, hold off on that one.
Because he talked to the company and I don't know what all he found out, didn't know any questions about
See, I talked to several companies too,
Yeah.
it. Okay.
and I could dig for even more, I bet I could find more. I almost bet Dallas will work to have something. Anyway.
Item number 13, discuss considering burn ban restrictions to burn restrictions to inmates.
The fires that we've had has not been anything that's
So be banned by the burn.
banned by the fire man. This is also a time too, that you're doing a lot of agriculture stuff.
There was several here a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, that I suspect the wind was kind of up then. I suspect it was highline related, but I don't know that.
So some of it's been highlighted and some of that's been set on intentionally. We had a ration up here lately,
Oh, by the way.
there was, down out there at east side, East Lake Park Road, there was burglars was setting fire and going down robbing the house.
No, we do.
You know. I had four or five times down that road, wherever you think it was there.
Rough people live in there.
No action? Okay, well,
Your mom around, they said she's.
I'll take, send her a message. If she's coming before she has an answer from the delivery.
we'll recess for a little while. I'll try to make contact with Brandon, see if we'll come back in the session and we'll, I guess we'll move down to item number 12 to discuss and consider replacement of inlay farm windows. That was tabled from last week. Got Eric Brown here, Mike Brown, to discuss this issue. I think there's some other pricing information in the packet.
Yes, sir, and I saw that the one company from Oklahoma, Sweeper, and also Cornerstone. I have contacted Cornerstone, but they are conglomerate with MCS. They're not completely owned by MCS, but they're like a satellite company.
And that's the company that keeps charging us out the wall every time they come down.
There's also a third company out of Pennsylvania. but
Yeah.
Their costs are extremely, extremely high. So I didn't even bother getting that bid because I didn't figure that was even an option. I've got some specs and I've got some new, I think, did Eric give you all a copy of the,
Hey Eric, they're right there. I didn't know if you wanted me to hand them out. They're right next to them. Here you go.
here's a copy of
This thing here.
no, they're actually two different ones. One is the Inferno, and it's gonna be considerably, I mean, it's a little bit more. And then one is just the hard, it's not poly, but it is,
But both of them qualify under the rules of the
yes, sir.
jail.
Yes, sir. And on the page that I just gave you, there's a clear Inferno light plus poly. I went ahead and I went ahead and saw if he could give us thinner glass, because he said that the glass we have, the 11/16 that he quoted us before, he said 9/16 is going to be just as good as the 11/16. He said there's not that much of a difference, and you're going to save quite a bit of money. The 9/16 we can get for $11,750. That's uninstalled, of course. But the 7/8 is quite a bit more expensive. That's the Inferno light. That's the one that has top of the line everything. That's their best and most expensive glass that they sell. Yes, sir. And then the 11/16, of course, that's the quote that he gave us for May. He said that quote is still good for that window. I don't think that we would need the 11/16 if we can get the 9/16 for a better price. Because when he said the 9/16 is just as good glass as the 11/16.
Well, the sweeper that I talked to in Oklahoma is so much cheaper than the ones here in Texas.
Right.
And, I mean, we could give him the specs too, and let him try to see what he can do.
Sure.
Their labor was cheaper. And I did talk to him about putting in the windows, and they said it is advisable for them to put them in because they got to cut everything else.
I did speak with him also about the warranty. They have a 5-year warranty if they install it. If they do not install it, they still have a warranty, but it's only on the glass itself. It's not on anything else. Like say, there's some black, and I don't know what they call it, but there's some black material that they put inside the case around the glass. That was their big issue about not wanting somebody else to do it, because they said those specs can damage the glass and shorten the life expectancy.
And they said they gotta trim them up and cut them too.
Yes.
I'm not a glass cutter. My guy lives in glass cutter. So,
And I would be happy to work with any, because like Cheryl said, this MCS company, they've always been high. They've always, since they're in state, that's who most everybody uses, but
I personally talked to these guys, and they were so nice.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just included in on the price.
They didn't break it out.
They bring it out. I was gonna also ask them, like, some of the windows that are really scratched, like, let's say in the play area.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask them if they could buff them out or something, or maybe they have some kind of repair for them, instead of
Also-
totally replacing them.
Right. I also contacted, it's an institutional, like a repair, to where they come and they look at your jail and they try to see what they can and can't do. They said that they have buffed out that glass before. He said, but when we do that, he said, whatever happens to that glass
Exactly, that's what they told me.
is done.
Yeah. They did
So,
say that, it makes it look buffing and weakening it.
yes, that's, yeah.
Well, you know, I look at it, if you say that you can go from this 11/16 to
Yeah.
9/16, that's not gonna be taking that much off of it to get the scratches out of it.
Right.
And the playpen area is not near as crucial or critical as what it is inside the cell.
Right. And the plate, in the rec yard, we can, that's secondary. The ones that I think that we need are the ones that are in the tanks.
Okay, but you've got it in here to do all of them, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm not blaming you, but can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Like, I know there's cameras on the playpen and stuff. Why don't we see them scratching that stuff up? Why don't we not file them for criminal mischief?
We have
Okay.
tried to do that. But what they'll do is those cameras, they'll take and literally throw materials, some out of their body, some in
Right.
other places, to where you can't see. And by the time you get down there,
Right. Oh,
you take them off the yard, and then you put them back into the tank. And by the time,
So the new glasses from Sweeper, are they scratch resistant, and it's just gonna happen again? They're a poly material.
if you use the poly material, the quote that we got from MCS, the Clear Inferno Light plus poly, he said that's scratch resistant. He said, but at the same time, he said that's not as strong as the actual glass.
Just go with the same thickness of what is in there, so they wouldn't sit there and rattle. And those frames are built for a particular thickness of glass. You go back with the same nose, just got the bolts, put in the glass and put that frame back around there, it needs to be tight. Those small,
They just do it again.
you might have to drill different holes. We can
He said what they would do with the 9/16 is, he said that they would just reinforce it with the actual material that they put down in the casing of the walls.
$1,500 savings.
Yeah, it's just 15.
I'm glad it's go back to Mars. It used to be. Yeah.
Says here this you carry with 38 special handgun, 3 shots, no penetration. You read that? I do check that, they put it 20 foot wide.
What thickness is
That's 9/16.
Did you see those poles?
Yes.
On the other side of Tulsa? And they're cheaper than San Antonio.
And I had talked to them before, did they say anything about travel costs, about putting anybody up?
He said everything was included. That's exactly what he told me. 'Cause I told him, I said, I sent him this. I just scanned it and sent both of these guys that stuff. They come back. And these people lied to me, man. I don't even think we should use them. He said, oh, we have nothing to do with our house.
Well, like I
If
said,
they lied to me, I don't trust them.
Cheryl can tell you about those folks that are there.
I'm not. They cheated us before. See ya.
Just put right on this page, just
Just for glass. He said the install on these would be the same as the quote that he gave us before. That's the hard one. I'm sorry. The install would be the same.
Say $1,500.
I think if you could take and talk to these people at Sweeper and see if they can also flashes on plate pins and just replace those on the cells themselves and go with that.
Yes, sir.
This is installation, total thing.
Yes, sir. But yeah, if we could skip a few classes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna bring it down.
So you and Ashley were about 916. That's what I mean.
So, again, I'm sorry.
So you have an estimate about the 916 versus 1116?
And like I said, the 916s, I just got that as a quote to see, I mean, that's just, I wanted to make sure we covered all the bases. But,
And what windows would consist of the plate pin, Eric?
Probably gonna have 36 and 30,
And one?
actually three.
Okay.
Three on each yard,
Okay.
so there's gonna be 6, so.
So that'll be it. And this here too. Okay. So we're using those, that's what a lot.
Are all those windows and plate pins pretty bad, or they just?
No, so there's only one window that's actually in the rec yard that's really bad. It's just, like I said, I just got the quote for everything to say, okay, what do we need? And, but the rec yard, there's only one window that's really bad. And like Matt said, if we can get that to where we buff that out.
On the women's, side, is there anything bad on it?
No, sir.
They're more like you like.
They're just, they're not quite constructed.
Okay.
But the windows in the actual tanks, those are the ones that are the most important. I think those are the ones that the jail commission is actually.
So you're looking at 17 and up,
Yes, sir.
all 17?
Then we subtracted the 3630s, 6 of them total.
I believe there's 22 total. If you take those 6 off, that's gonna be 16.
What's the 36 and 42? What's in that?
It's in one of the tanks. I believe it is.
Which one,
One of
36,
each, one of each side.
Okay, we'll change up the quantity of the project, and that's probably gonna change the price.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it'll change the unit price, so.
Yeah.
Not only.
I believe that's a door. Mr. Wiley. Those are the door, yes, sir. 36.
But then, I mean, you're gonna add,
Change much on the mileage.
No.
Labor.
No, that's what I say.
it may save on a little time though. 6 windows is 6 windows. But they're gonna be buffing too, so they might have to do it.
Well, they're not gonna be buffing no more.
It'll be buffing 6.
No, if there's one window, it's bad.
Well, like Mr. Wiley asked, how many windows in the rec yards are bad? And like I said, there's
Oh, I got
only one
Oh, gotcha.
that's that bad in the
Okay.
rec yards.
I bet you can replace it.
Doesn't cost it, we heard that.
Well, if it's just one window, that ain't a big deal.
Right. And I mean, you're saving on 6 windows, that could be a half a day or whatever.
Well, the time that you take to buff versus the time you take to take those crews out and install it.
Well, I suggest then that the table listen to these numbers are gathered and take a look at it.
You can find another one. That's all I can find.
Like I said, I checked with Cornerstone. I talked to those folks before. The stuff that we've done with them, it's not really right.
Yeah, well, they lied to me, so.
And the company out of Pennsylvania, like I said, they're so high that we just,
Oh, I know.
I think that they're used mostly.
Pittsburgh, something or another.
Yeah, I can't remember. I've got it
It
written
was
down.
high.
But I think that they are used mostly for big prisons,
Oh, yeah.
not
That's what I
small
meant.
jails so much.
I would see if you get with Sweeper and see if they can't knock it down to just one 36 by 30,
Okay.
and then the rest of those 17, 45
Maybe
by
even-
22,
Do they have a free?
Let's say go to 6 or 5.
or 5.
All right.
No, you're gonna go 1.
I'm at 1, you know, that's what I meant, yeah.
Do we want them to actually come out and look at the facility?
He said he wanted to do that too. He didn't
I
say.
think it'd be a good idea if you did.
We have not been here.
Sweeper has not, no, sir. The only one that's been here is the Argyle and the MCS.
If they come, then that would be the one time that you could ask them whether it would be the difference. To buck that one or change it. Because they may have a system that might just, depending on how bad and how deep it is. But,
And with them buffing it to us, doesn't it? It may, they may have a little special warranty on that too.
They'd be better at it.
I guarantee you.
they may know what kind of compound to put on it.
Yeah.
They can do.
Yeah, exactly.
So would you like for me to get a hold of Sweeper?
Whatever.
Okay. How about I just get with you and then we'll
I'll work.
get with them and we'll set up a time when they can come see us.
That's cool. Okay, I'll work.
You gonna meet with them when they do it?
A motion table,
Second that, too.
sir.
All right, we're saving money already.
Until our next meeting.
Thank you for your time.
You bet.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll go back over here to item number 3A. And this is, introduction, consider approval of Justin Rogers, Texas A&M Agri Live, Miranda Road. Please come up here and make yourself present.
Pleasure to be back with y'all. I've been here 4 months now, and I will be super excited, or I am super excited to present Justin Rogers as our final candidate for the ag agent position with a potential start date of March 21st.
Pretty close. I think more.
Well, it's your family.
It is. My name's Justin. It's my wife Shauna.
Hey, Sean.
15-year-old daughter Phoebe, and 14-month-old daughter Jocelyn.
Oh, well.
She was our
You got a little
2000.
age difference.
Jocelyn was our 2014 Christmas present,
There you go.
born December 23rd. So we took her home on Christmas Day. Thank you. You've been very blessed.
Justin, where did you come from? Where you-
I will currently work at Cameron University in Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm the life subdivision coach at Cameron. And we live at Amarillo, Cass, the school district. We live west of Cass, Oklahoma, a little community called Dutton.
Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Northwest Oklahoma in Enid, and South Enid called Hennessy, full town called Hennessy. Everybody pretty much knows where Enid's at. That little town. Hennessy, it's a farming ranch community.
I've been there.
On 81 Highway.
He spoke.
ENID. Supposedly, how it got its name was they had a diner, it said dine, and it was turned upside down one day. You know, different places get it. Yeah, it's not a good Oklahoma logic.
That sounds like a.
I almost hated to say that, but hey, you know, hey,
I suspect you'll thrive over here on the
Yeah,
side of the river.
we will talk about
Thank you.
it.
For the record.
I was actually a county agent,
I understood you.
I served a little less than 5 years here in Texas.
For the record, we're not related.
No, sir, we are not related.
We're from Oklahoma.
No, listen.
You disavow you?
It's spelled correctly though.
It is.
But you have been in the system then.
Yes, sir.
You have worked for-
I was in Denton County as a 4-H youth agent, 2 years, and then the district director approached me about moving to Grayson County for Sherman Edison. I was there 2.5 years and actually went through with and was offered several positions. At the time, with family, Phoebe was about she was just a baby, and went through a divorce and had the probably the opportunity, family-wise, I need to go back to work where she had moved to, and was able to get closer to her. And, later, they got an extension in Oklahoma, was ag agent in Cleveland County, Oklahoma, which is Norman. If you don't imagine, it's kind of behind enemy lines a little bit, because course, that's where I'll use that. But established a good, strong program there, 4-H ag program and ag program with my producers and traditional adult stakeholders and things.
Other than recently here, have you met Miranda before?
Just through the interview process.
Did you know Brad?
During TCAA, our Texas County Ag Agents Association, had met him just in kind of passing.
And
Different district.
I understand that Brandon Anderson,
Yes, sir.
y'all was in between.
I've known Brandon for years. He judged at Kansas State in on the '94 team when I was at NEO as a freshman sophomore there. NEO A&M at Minot, Oklahoma. He was at K-State. I was 2 years behind him in Oklahoma State, so we were on the same judging floor collegially. I was a junior college contestant. He was a university contestant, or senior college. 2 years later, I was at university. And I've known his brother Brian for years. I've taken some kids who was judging camp when he was still coaching. Actually, bought some 4-H project pigs from their grandfather, Claude Messer, in Canyon, Kansas. So it's funny how things work out. I do remember Brandon. I got known when he was county agent at Haskell County, and that's a good young man.
Did you participate in the Fort Worth Livestock School?
In the past, I have, yes, sir. Not this year, obviously, but last year, I took a team there last year. My cousin team went last year.
Your daughter participated?
She does. We have been fortunate blessed to be able to be 4-H family members with her, and we show some pigs and some sheep, and we raise my dad and her partnership on some cattle. And, she's been pretty successful in the run horns that we've done fairly well. So it's been, and she's a livestock judge, and that's something that's obviously my current employer near and dear to my heart. It helped pay for my school, and several of my 4-H kids over the years have been had their school paid for through that program. And that's something I really, it's a big emphasis of my educational focus is the livestock judging program. And that's another attraction to this county is already in set, and with a strong program, with strong support, the interest is there, and that's something that is my interest. You'll see on my resume, we're fortunate to had a couple teams that did real well at the state contest. 2002, I took a team that basically similar kind of deal, walked into the team after I got that promotion from Denton to Grayson County, and I worked with this team. The first year we were fourth, and I thought it was a pretty high quality bunch of kiddos, and we kept focused on things and got to work. And the next year we were a reserve team. And what was interesting about the deal, that year we had a higher score than 3 or 4 years ahead of that. But one team had an unbelievable day. Well, I took Little Brothers and Sisters 4 years later, and actually just as a volunteer, and came back and we won the state contest in 2006. It was, they were little when I started them. And I was told them, if you guys will keep after it and work at it, I'll do what I can to help you. And they called and invited me to come with them in the winter, the meeting with the logo with them. We were the third team in the nation that year. Quite a bunch of kiddos. All those kids got really good scholarships to judge. And, it's interesting to track some of those kids and see the development of what their careers are now, all the way from educators, county agents. I don't know county agents, but there's an ag teacher or two in that group. There's some farmers and ranchers. There's one that's a corporate bank, corporate lender for a bank. She makes $250,000. And it was one of those that was on the fence about judging. And I sat her down before we talked to her. I actually sat her down in the stalls next to those green pins. We had about an hour discussion how much I needed her to be a participant because I had 3 other solid boys on the team. And she was kind of up in there, and she was the best like a sticker in there. But I had just needed to boost confidence. And when I just kind of said, hey, I really need you, she got on board and was great. Her little sister was on the next team, and she actually, as a sophomore in high school, was the 3rd in the nation in regions. And has the all-time, the National Western Inter has the all-time score in regions there. So it's kind of a neat, interesting chain to see how that program has affected those kiddos' lives. She actually works for Kraft Foods now in San Antonio. The little sister does, the little sister of the court lender. It's a great program. It's something that will be a major emphasis of mine. Along with other agencies, me and Randy will get together and figure out what, when John Patrick is a plan ID and range, all these things, it's his expertise. I don't have that knowledge, but I am welcome to anybody's help on something that the kiddos want to do, we'll get after it. And that's my pledge. And we'll, anyway, the 4-H livestock, Mr. Dad, we talked about that being a major emphasis in the 4-H program in general. And that's something that I embrace with open arms. Ready to do. So that's something that is near and dear to my heart and look forward to the opportunity.
Are you moving here? When do you start?
I start March 21st, Monday, March 21st. And we will, my family will finish up school. My wife is a fourth grade teacher. She actually is, her designation really is a special ed, her expertise is in special ed. She has her master's in that. But currently, she actually was a special ed teacher for a year at school and had a chance to move closer to where we live. And we'll look for a position here for
King Graham.
In Grand or wherever we can job.
In the county.
Yes, preferably. Yes.
Okay. Sought out any residence location?
We're actually going to meet with, upon approval, I guess, we're going to meet with John Patrick this afternoon. Look at a few places. It's funny, I was telling her a story. I met John years ago as a chaperone at Roundup, 4-H Roundup. We both had the same position. We sit by the dance door and having a conversation with him. Known him for 15 years. He's the first guy who walked in the door. We came to the premium cell just to see things. At the county stock show, he's the first guy to walk in. He had an appointment. She didn't know who she was talking to, a realtor. When he came up to me, I was like, "It's you." That's who it was. Small world.
You've already been named the outstanding young county agent for cooperative education.
Yes, sir.
Is that young county agent or young county agent?
That would be the young, as in youth county agent.
Maybe you got here yet.
I never even thought about that straight. I mean, I've talked to him about that. Change the word up a little bit, maybe. Yes, sir, I actually received that award when I was in Grayson County. I also had that same award in Oklahoma as well. They do a few things. They have a young, early career, probably I should be early career agent. Then they have a DSA, Distinguished Service, or an AA, Achievement Award. They have an Achievement Award, I think, and then they have you've been here 30 years, you're a great county agent. Good job. That's a DSA, Distinguished Service Award.
So does AgriLife kind of give you a roadmap to do that you've got to put on a certain number of clinics in this county, or?
They really haven't, but I'll sit down with Miranda, you gentlemen, and Mr. Davidish and figure out what, we'll probably have let's say, a program committee, some kind of a program committee to talk about what's the needs, so have around what the needs are, what kind of programs are wanted. I'm sure there's a beef cattle program. I didn't talk about in the interview process, a large beef cattle program, some of the youth endeavors, some project clinics, obviously the judging will be in multiple practices, but try to find out what's Mr. Morrison done in the past and figure out what we can go from there.
Okay, they don't limit you to a certain number of meetings, or give you a quota or a certain number of meetings for
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. I don't think of anything
They don't try to steer you in one way.
I think they do that. Yes, sir. I think they do that. They try to say, we want to focus on, that committee will probably be stakeholders in the community. We'll probably sit there and say, we want to do a program on beef cattle or on forages or on water quality in the youth, or maybe volunteer leader trainings.
Because you're going to have to work with producers
Yes, sir.
and the youth
Yes, sir.
also.
Right, do you have anything?
No, I'm excited. It's kind of lonely in our office. Excited to have a partner.
He don't keep you busy?
She won't come out of the road with it.
I saw you in the name.
Yeah.
I'm moving that we accept.
For this, approve.
I'll second.
Appreciate the introduction. We'll, have a motion by Commissioner Pruitt. Second by Commissioner Wiley. That we approve the selection of, Texas A&M Agri-Life for the extension agent in agriculture here in Young County, Texas.
Justin.
All in favor? Okay.
I'll see you out tomorrow.
Welcome.
I'm never gonna pull it here.
Good deal, over there, right? Later.
Thank you, sir. Sure.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
I think you'll fit in good here.
I'm sorry she was.
You know,
I feel like
that's
all the time.
That's a good baby.
Yeah.
She was a good
Yeah, the park.
Sean's dad was a 30-plus year ag agent in Sutton County.
I'm a Texan, for the record.
Preston Ferris,
Yes.
you know Preston?
Yeah, I moved from Sonora here.
Really?
Yeah. I knew Preston real well.
That's my dad.
Great.
I don't hold that against me.
Small world, it really is. That's West Texas.
That is West Texas.
We showed some sheep and
You know
goats.
some sheep and goats?
Yes, sir. We have, those Dorpers, we have, had a nice, he's got one of the premier Dorper herds and nice names for the goat deal. Papa's been good.
That's good. I'll enjoy some conversation.
Probably
Yeah,
showing.
when I got- My son had the meeting with him for work the other day.
Gallery goat or the Kobe? Oh, okay.
Their video on this.
Oh, sure.
He didn't go to county.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you might bring in a little competition for Rogers, he's been the
Alright.
goat king here.
Yeah, no, I doubt, goats were not my forte, I mean, no, that's great.
Yeah, the goats are kind of growing right here.
I will, be happy to help whenever I'll use your help too.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you're getting into if you've been here. Check everything out, check that
I was impressed. It's gonna be a good, hand-in-glove relationship. It's gonna be a great opportunity. Look forward to it.
Well, we're glad to have you. It's
Glad to be here.
you know, you'll have some shoes to fill. Bradford was here for 20-something years, I guess. Of course, he's got some family here, but we got a good relationship with Brad. Still do. I'm sorry that Miles couldn't be here, but he had previous engagements. He said that he turned all this over to Miranda. You've done a fine job of introducing.
Good job.
Jim, have a nice night.
Appreciate it. Clerk Sam, I don't have you there.
Whenever you're in sometime.
Okay, we've got a motion by Commissioner Pruitt,
You just have to.
and a second by Commissioner Wiley. Adjourn. Anybody opposed to that? 5-0.